We've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, from Tehachapi to Tonopah, driven every kind of rig that's ever been made, driven all the back roads so we wouldn't get weighed. We are the Highwaymen. Let's ride. We want to ride shotgun with you for the next hour, talking trucking with Dean and Doty, Christian and Kumar, Ian and Austin, and Joel.
We'll get that in. What's up?
What's up, everybody?
Hello, hello. Is that
What's
like the
up?
Marine trucker motto?
That is, we threw one in for the Highwaymen. They've probably done that. So, and Ian found it. It's actually lyrics of a song. Ian, by who?
Little Feet.
Little Feet.
Little feet.
NWA.
Yeah, it sounds like, like I guess that would be the SEAL team, Frogmen. What's that, Joel? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Frogmen are, that's the Coast Guard.
Yeah, they're known for rapping.
Yeah.
I thought they had some crazy slogan for their, or something like that.
That's be all you can be. I'm just kidding.
That's the Army.
That's wrong branch.
Well, not that, but it was like a full thing like that. Anyways, let's go. Let's keep
Russ
this
is known
moving.
for rapping too, isn't he?
Don't get him started, please. I'm trying to repress that memory.
I'll pay you not to do it again.
When we were in the Army, we used to say, I came to be all I can be because I've been what I've been, and it don't pay too good.
Marines say, Semper Fi, do or die, re-enlist, must be high.
So, welcome to episode 70.
Woo, we're getting old.
Today on the show, in honor of episode 70 and Mike Doty, we've got 70 people on the show.
Yeah.
So, episode 70. Joining us this week, the Highwaymen, Ray, Jim Mackey, Nate, Kevin, and the Creature, Michael Creech. Like I said, we've got 70 people, so I'll just go through the names real quick. But just kidding. Bryan Ashmore from Truckworx. Bryan, how's it going?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing well. It's good to have you back on the show.
Glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
Brian's our rep from Dothan, Alabama, the Truckworx Kenworth there. Truckworx has, 10 or 11 stores around Alabama and a little bit of Mississippi, Brian?
Alabama and one in Mississippi.
Yeah. So our fishing contest, too. Full swing. 500 for first place, 300 for second, and 150 for third. Yeah. We got some really, really good pictures this year. I'm pretty excited. And David, is his name David Dudley?
Yeah, Dudley, yep. That's it.
Dave Dudley, the professional fisherman. You probably seen it on our TikTok. He is going to be the judge. Uh-oh.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
I think Joel coughed. All right.
There we go.
We're good. We're good. That was weird.
Dave Dudley's going to be judging the fishing contest, so that's really cool. And it's coming up. What is Labor Day? The 3rd? September 3rd?
Yeah, it's the weekend of the 3rd, 4th, yep.
So what we'll do, get them in through the 3rd. So as long as Kumar gets them on the 3rd, then we'll start Kumar and Matthew can start putting together a video of the pictures, and we'll get them to David Dudley. Hey, Christian, can he come on the show? Did you talk to him about that, or is he just going to judge?
As far as the announcements and all?
Yeah, like when he once he makes his
Oh,
picks.
yeah, he's all in. Yeah, he said he'd come on the show, make the announcements with us, kind of talk. If we want to ask him funny questions, I think he's got a couple that from his travels out on the water. So
yeah, I think Joel has some fishing questions with Joel.
By the way, Labor Day is on the 5th, so let's end it on the 5th.
September 5th. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then Austin's got his fantasy dispatch together this week, so he'll make his debut on Talkin Truckin with his fantasy.
All the
fantasy
loads
dispatch.
he books are fantasy loads.
Wow. And then Joel with trucking questions with Kumar. So how's it going down in Roanoke this week, Christian?
It's going well down here, yeah. We don't, nothing exciting happening down here in Roanoke, which is a change.
Has it been hot?
Not today, no. This week's actually supposed to be nice. Last week it was, sweltering. So
yeah,
it's good to get a little bit of a break. You walk outside, you don't sweat through your,
I was just curious because you're not that far from us, but man, it's been for August. It's been like 59, 60 at night and mid 70s during the day. It's been kind of crazy.
I brought the hoodie back out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been sitting outside when it gets dark, and you got to get a flannel or something that gets a little chilly.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike? How's it going in Tarpon Springs?
Yeah.
Baking. It's hot
Yeah.
down here right now.
Humid?
It's hot and humid.
Yeah.
Raining every afternoon.
I saw something last
it's
week. They were
Hamilton.
talking about some guy was talking about living in Florida and how much he hates it. He said, all we do is sit in the air conditioner and drink because you can't go outside.
I love it, man. I couldn't live anywhere else. I've been everywhere, man. I saw it all. I couldn't live anywhere though.
And you choose to live in
Beautiful places, but I'll stick here.
Yeah.
Another crazy one, real quick, a crazy Florida man story I saw on Barstool Sports. You know he does the pizza reviews, right? So he did one pizza review way back, and a guy came walking out with no arms, and he was.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Okay. So he was pulling this bag, like, and you see Dave Portnoy. He's just kind of speechless, and he says, like, how's he pulling that? Because the strap was coming out of his sleeve, right? and the bag was just dragging behind him. Well, I saw a post the other day that they showed the mug shot of that dude with no arms got arrested for stabbing somebody.
What?
How did he stab somebody?
With his foot, with his knife. I'm not even kidding. It stabbed him.
Forgot to trim his toenails.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
only in Florida.
Yeah.
That's
right?
pretty crazy.
Wow. What about the?
Forgot to trim his toenails back.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Guys, kudos.
here is
Stab
the
somebody.
article: Armless man stabs tourist.
Yeah.
Do they have a picture? I'd like to see this.
No, I'm trying to find one.
I guess you'd have to use your feet a little more if you didn't have
You could
arms.
probably find the pizza review with that dude showing him pulling that bag, Ian.
Oh yeah.
Here's a question. Would you guys rather have short arms or short legs?
I'll go with the stubby arms.
What about you guys?
There's actually a guy on TikTok called the Armless Farmer. This guy has no arms and he does everything with his feet.
Huh.
And he works. He runs his own like crop farm.
Does he stab people?
I have no idea.
The funny thing is, though, like here's
I
the
found
article.
the NFT version of his picture. Yeah, him on the right there. That is the armless stabbing man. Well, alleged armless stabbing man. Let's see if it shows it here.
Can we
It's
buy?
just him doing push-ups.
Can we buy that
This
NFT?
was, I think this is the review, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you can fast forward it, but
Oh my gosh!
So where's the armless guy?
watch, he's
him,
coming
no.
up. He walks out.
Come on.
The
There it
podcast
is.
about
Yeah,
Florida
right.
armless people.
The pizza looks good, like Neapolitan style.
Let's see if it shows.
Watch, he'll come walking out. Anyway, but here in just a second, it's pretty hilarious watching him pull the thing.
That does look like a good pizza. Oh, there he goes.
Oh,
Yeah, there
my
you go.
goodness.
Yeah, he's just looking at me. He's like, "What is going on here?"
Oh wow.
He's like,
Okay.
I just love those pizza reviews because something
Yeah.
happens in
so
so
anyway,
many
that
of them.
guy
my
got
gosh.
It's
got charged
unscripted.
got arrested for stabbing someone.
The funny thing about like people with those kind of like disabilities, I had a friend and we would play. He only had one hand. Like, I think his left hand was
So
cut
what's
off.
the funny
at
part?
his
Did you
wrist.
say the
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
part?
yeah. Where's the joke at? This isn't funny.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Yeah,
There's
you
no
did.
nothing. But he's very good. He was very good at like video games, surprisingly. Like, and he just used like his his one nub for like the bumpers and stuff, and like his one hand would just move all over the control. But he beat me every time. So even though they don't have arms, they're very talented.
So I guess if you don't have arms, move to Florida.
Yeah.
And don't stab anyone.
So like I said, the fishing
Brian's
contest.
like, Brian at this point's like, what did I get myself into?
What show is this?
All right, we're gonna come back
Brian
to
show?
The show has evolved.
What happened to this show?
That's it. It derailed
evolved.
completely.
Don't forget the St. Jude's drivers. We're raising money for St. Jude's. We're donating with the trucking questions with Kumar. Last week, Mike Doty had to donate $40. So I don't know if you saw the show or not, Mike, but you lost. and we didn't even do it. You lost something during the show, and we didn't even do questions with Kumar. But we're doing pretty good, raising some money for St. Jude's. We'll run that till Christmas. Great cause. And like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it to everybody, but we got new shirts, new Talkin Truckin shirts coming. We ordered 100 of them, long sleeves. They're gray with the Talkin Truckin neon blue. So long sleeves. So Christian, you'll be getting one soon, and Doty and everybody else on the show. Also, this week in history, I got one. Good one. 1920, at a meeting in Canton, Ohio, the NFL was formed.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
That's pretty cool.
That is good.
Also,
Appropriately timed.
I got one from 1920, but it was different than that.
What was it?
It was New York Yankees cancel a game with Cleveland Indians in memory of Ray Chapman, who dies after being hit by a pitch the previous night.
Oh, wow.
1920.
On this day, actually, yeah.
Also in 1920.
Jim Mackey turned 45. 1920.
On August 16th, 1977, the King died on his throne. R.I.P. Elvis.
My mom was very sad. I remember.
Then how do you end up at Burger
He's not
King?
dead. He's not in Hawaii.
It's been cited at Burger King a whole bunch of times after that. So, Brian, what's up in Dothan, Alabama? Is it sweltering down there, too?
It's just like Mike Doty said. It's hot.
Yeah.
Just remember, you guys made a choice to live down there.
But we don't have any armless men. that I know of.
Mess with the thermostat.
Yeah, they all went to Florida.
But they're all down in Tarpon Springs.
Making it rain.
So how's the new and used truck inventory these days? It's been a few months since you've been on, and we've talked about it. You guys got any inventory?
No, currently, no new trucks. I have people calling from all over looking for them. We don't, nothing right now. We're working on our allotment for next year.
Yeah,
same
we talked about that.
as last year. Used truck market is shifting quickly. The value is going down on a lot of these used trucks is what we're seeing. Who
So
knows
do you guys have a buyer that's out, looking for used trucks, whether it be
we
auctions
do
or whatever?
we buy used trucks, so but right now we're not scared of the market. We're trying to kind of get rid of what we have.
Yeah.
It's shifting. We're selling some trucks, just taking a loss on it, trying to get out from under them. I don't know what it's going to go to. I don't know if it's going to continue to drop because we're in the same scenario we were last year. We're only allotted so many trucks, so there's still will limit the market on new trucks coming in.
Yeah. So like at the auctions, like Ritchie Brothers and stuff like that, are your buyers seeing the prices dip at the auctions
Yes.
too on used?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even at the auctions, the prices are definitely declining.
That's kind of the indicator right there. I mean, that's where all the dealers are buying their used stuff.
Probably peaked out 3 months ago, I think, as far as high as we've seen it, but they're coming down.
Yeah.
So with the new trucks that, you're only, you can only buy so many, or you only got so many coming in and only allowed to order so many more for next year or whatever the case is. How much do you see or I guess a guess of how much you see the used market going down? Because wouldn't you think that it would kind of plateau off without any new trucks coming in?
I agree. I kind of feel like being limited because I haven't seen numbers yet. I don't know what I'll have, but they're pretty much telling us we're getting the same thing that we got last year as far as numbers.
Mm-hmm. How many did you guys get roughly last year?
And I don't know that number. It was 60% of what we did the year before, roughly.
Okay.
So, and they distributed what Truckworx get. They distributes it to the salesman as needed per customers, per salesman, how long we've been here, what we do, that kind of stuff. So they kind of divvy it out that way. But, my personal prediction, I would think that it would keep the used truck market up because we're limited on new.
Yeah.
it's continuing to going down right now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens because
But then again, the used trucks were so to me it seemed like they were so overpriced for a long time there. So I mean, definitely an adjustment was probably we were in store for it.
I think as the new truck pricing comes out too, that will drive it back up as well because it'll be higher for sure. Their numbers are going to be higher this year for new trucks.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask you. Like last year, the ones you were allocated, we talked before, and you didn't have pricing till they came in. What were the prices on those new T680s sleeper trucks approximately from last year?
From that, well,
so it'd be the 22s.
So they're saying probably $6,000 more this year, $7,000 more than this year. But I really don't want to say any numbers because I don't know yet. I haven't seen the numbers.
Yeah.
Saying, and last got hit with surcharges throughout the year. So trucks were on order, and then we get surcharges added onto it. It's what it is. Even on the medium duty side, we're getting surcharges put on trucks that are on order for them.
What were you going to say,
so
Mike?
Without saying any numbers, what do you think it is from 2 years ago? You think it's probably going to be like a 10 to 12% increase in new truck price?
Yes.
From 2 years ago, though?
At least.
Yeah.
I'd say at least. I'd say you're probably going from 130 to 180. On a sleeper.
I was gonna say 20%, but I didn't think it was
So
that much. But I guess so.
You cut out 130 to what?
180.
Wow.
It's just my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know numbers yet, and really probably don't need to put numbers out there yet because I don't know. But that's my prediction somewhere in there.
So what are we getting for that? Like 2 more miles per gallon, tires that you don't have to replace.
They come with drivers now.
Oh, there you go. Great answer. That's a great
qualify.
answer.
I was going to say Joel stole my thunder, but you could almost buy a electric Tesla semi for 180.
Well, that's the price that they put out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before. I bet you now it's probably almost double.
Well, it's a little. You got to add. They have a 500-mile extension cord that you have to, so you can get down the road. Brian, have you seen any electric trucks?
So we have one coming in. It's being built. Our first electric truck that we have. I think it's. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's $450,000 medium duty.
What kind of truck is it?
I think it's a it's a K-370. It's a cab over. It's a cab over K-370, 33,000 GVW. I don't know a whole lot about it. It hasn't come in yet. The date is next month, but I want to say it has a 300+ mile radius on it.
Or range, yeah.
Range. So we that'll be our first one.
So you're saying $400,000+ for that?
Yes, sir.
Is that a day cab, a sleeper truck, or what? Or
it's a cab over. It's just a cab over, like in a Suzu. Just
I got you.
Model of a cab over.
Is that it?
There you go.
That's it right there.
Oh yeah.
And it's how much?
I believe 450. I think is the price on it.
Wow.
Well,
that comes with 2 drivers.
Technology's got to start somewhere, I guess.
You can run teams.
Sleep in the trailer.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Man, but I think eventually you'll see all local companies and box truck companies that can run that 300 miles and get back to their home base. I think you'll see them all going to electric.
For sure. A lot of those
because
LTL
of
guys too.
There's a lot less maintenance, Well, supposedly.
Yeah.
A lot less maintenance. There's those.
What kind of warranty?
At the wheels, and that's it.
I'm just glad it's budgeted for like the guy, the smaller guy. So that's the most important part.
Right.
So Brian, do you have any idea of the warranty?
I don't know the warranty yet.
Yeah.
really, it's very, very, very fresh on our side. I don't know on the batteries. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be. I think your power companies, what you'll see, be the first to purchase these.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, but I always say it's hard to get a driver to drive automatic. Can't imagine trying to get them to drive an electric truck.
Well, if they're paying for the fuel, it might not be that hard.
Yeah,
that's true.
I wonder how different the power delivery feels.
I think it would be instant, right? Because you're eliminating.
It would also be. I mean, you don't have gears anymore, so it's constant power for exactly what you need.
Yeah, it seems
But
like
what I would be curious too on them electric vehicles is the longevity of the tires. With the constant and high torque that you would have, would the tires wear out faster?
Well, they're not going to have tires, Jim. They're going to be hovercrafts.
Well, that explains it all then.
Yeah, there's going to be an electric fan underneath that just keep you off the ground.
Tank.
No, that's crazy, Brian. I didn't know you guys were getting one, and I had no idea how
Brian,
much.
is that sold already?
It is not.
It's not? Okay.
You may send you a buyer's order?
Not at all. No, sir. No, sir. No.
You could be the first, Christian.
I could be the first out of business too, Brian, but that's not. If you got a contract paying $6 a mile, 300 miles a day, we can talk. But outside that, I am good to go.
That might break you even.
Yeah, still.
Perhaps.
450 grand. So Brian, so on your used inventory, like all 10 stores, what do you have? Like how many trucks?
We're down to, I'm going to say the upper 20s on trucks, maybe 25, 26 used trucks.
All your dealerships.
All of our dealerships. And we've backed off. We've slowed down buying trucks because of the market shift.
Right.
It's just things are changing right now, so it's just what it is.
Kind of take your lumps and get rid of the ones you had to buy, when you needed inventory last year.
I imagine the sales slowed down quite a bit too, right?
It has. It was pretty hot there for a little bit, and it's still good. I mean, people still need trucks, and we're, wanting to make deals on trucks. So it's still there. It's just with the market shifting, it's kind of a slowdown some for us.
So
sitting here waiting on our allotment for next year, so we're sold out of Isuzus, Hinos.
Are any of your new trucks being sold like over sticker? Because I had to buy a truck, a personal truck. I traded in my Jeep and bought a Dodge Ram, and every dealer around here was charging $7,000-8,000 over sticker. I didn't pay that much, but I had to pay over sticker.
No, we're not doing.
No, I was just curious.
It's our allotment. It's a lot of local customers. It's take care of us and that's who we're trying to kind of divvy out to first, if you will. Take care of our local people.
Are you seeing that in the industry though, Brian? Like other dealers, new truck dealers, are they charging anything over MSRP?
Not that
in commercial
know
trucks, I'm talking about. Yeah,
we're not that I know of. I haven't heard that. No,
Yeah.
Now I've heard it on the automotive side. For sure.
It's everywhere in the automotive side.
Yeah. I've heard that they, it's sticker price plus $6,000, $7,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they hit me at, about 7 over, and I ended up paying 4 over. But I was still sick about that. But in a 50-mile radius, the truck I needed was a diesel 1-ton pickup, and there was only 2 around. So it wasn't like I had much room to negotiate. You want the truck or you want to wait 4 months is basically what they said. Yeah.
Are you finding financing is a problem with banks now because the shift in the cost of the vehicles or the value of the vehicles? Are you finding banks are starting to tighten up just the same way that dealerships are?
We have seen some of that. I've experienced some of that where banks are high mileage, high number, on the price, not wanting to finance it, depending on who it is and their credit and that sort of thing. But of course, now interest rates are coming up, so that's
what I was going to ask about. And how much have they come up?
I don't get into that game a whole lot, but I know it's come up pretty good. I've heard a bit of chatter on it. You know, some instances we've had trucks on order for a long time and worked on financing kind of at the time we signed the paperwork, and then signing on interest rates. But you order a truck in February and then it gets here, 6 months later. Obviously the interest rates have changed
dramatically.
But that's out of our control.
So I went to dinner last night with two bankers from a bank that you work with, Bryan. I'm not going to mention their names because my rep's going to come on the show, but it's, they're a big national bank and they have to go through the proper channels to. His boss was there, but he said that they need whoever else at their corporate to okay him being on the show. So it'll be soon, but just to give you an idea on that end of it, I asked them. I've been asking that for a couple weeks to the rep, but I was asking his boss last night too, and they're basically saying the same thing, that they saw it coming with the trucks being especially used trucks being overpriced, and they started requiring more money down, better equity situation for whoever's buying it and the bank who's financing it, and they've gotten a lot stricter. They want you to. If you're going to overpay, they want you to pay that part of it, so you're not sitting upside down when you leave out with your new truck or used truck. But yeah, that's a thing. It's a smart thing for a bank to do, to help, require more down, because that's a bubble that's going to burst.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we'll get them on, or get that rep on soon. He can talk a little more about it from that side of it. They're also charging, more in interest too, new and used. So you said about 60% of what you usually get is what you're going to expect to get for these new allocations?
Correct. Same number as last year is what we're expecting. Last year, we really didn't have anything stock as far as sitting out front on the yard for sale. Things kind of pre-sold for the year.
Well, last year you allocated us 6. We got 0. You told me that, though. You said it's probably going to be
wow. Just like
lucky.
You guys couldn't talk about that off air. You just had to bring that up now.
Well, no, Bryan was very upfront. He said, we don't know what we're going to get. And he said, I'm just putting you down in case we do get enough. And, so we're going to try.
So, you got, need 100 trucks and I only get 40. What do you do?
Right. And I get it. I totally get it. We'll try again. We'll try again for next year. I know, Bryan, you put us down for about the same. Hopefully things will change and we can get a few of those. But yeah. So how's fishing been? We saw some of your pictures that you entered in the fishing contest. You've been out pretty regularly, huh?
I have been. I've been fishing a little bit. So am I ahead of Mike Doty? I know he's a pro, so I'm just curious.
Mike hasn't submitted a picture yet.
Oh, he's holding back.
He did one, yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So if he wins, he's going to donate it somewhere, he said.
There have been some good entries, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy, some of the fish that I've been seeing.
Yeah, that new iPhone looks great when people filter it. I've never seen fish some of these colors, guys. I don't know. It must be not in ponds, streams, and lakes in Virginia, but some of these fish these guys are pulling out of the water. And yeah, it's fantastic.
They stink fish.
No, I think some of the pictures of you might be talking about the mahi,
mahi, yep.
Yeah, those yellow and blue. They are
They're really colorful.
Rich. Yeah, yellow and blue, and
They change colors quick though whenever they come out of the water.
Bryan, you caught a shark, didn't you? Didn't you send me a picture of a shark?
Triple tail. I send you triple tail and a redfish.
Okay.
Red.
It's not a shark.
Yeah, I don't know. I know goldfish. Not redfish, not triple tails.
An orca, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, Bryan has caught alligators, though. Have you been doing any alligator hunting?
Also have them alligator arms. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
When the bill comes around?
Yeah.
Just can't grab it.
I have. I used to gator hunt a little bit, so been successful. Caught, I think, 4, 10 foot 10, I think, was the largest.
Yeah, I think a couple years ago you sent me a picture of one you caught. That's pretty wild.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Took you a bit.
I read, you guys, if you might know this, Mike or Brian, but isn't it alligator season down there in Florida now, or it's getting ready to be, where you can hunt them?
You could hunt them before. I don't know. There was some stricter regulations, but I think they just recently loosened those up a little bit. On when you can hunt or how many you can get or something like that. I don't know what it was or exactly what the regulations were, but I think they just recently loosened up on them. So yeah, I think so.
Our next contest is going to be an alligator hunting contest.
Pipelines down there pay more money.
Yeah.
We just go picking up tires on the road all day.
Yeah, right.
Some guys will get that, I guess.
Well, Brian, thanks for coming on and giving us a little rundown of what's been going on. It doesn't sound like much has changed with inventory. It seems like it's about the same as it was a couple months ago when you were on.
It is. I hope it gets better. I do.
Yeah.
And Brian, what do you foresee for the future?
Like the next year?
Yeah. I mean, do you see trucks, coming in regularly in again? Do you see the market possibly a little bit stabilizing, or is it going to get worse? What do you think?
I really don't know. They talk positive for the future, that hoping to get back to normal times. I don't know.
So what's the big holdup, Brian? Do you think it's is it the sensor problem? Is that what it is? That's
sensors, parts, labor, a lot of parts to hold up, I think. And I think we've gotten behind. And they just can't catch up. But we are seeing parts shortages.
Yeah.
Our trucks, a lot of electronics, a lot of electronic parts.
Which a lot of those come from overseas. Is that it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, I think at the end of the day, that's the case, is where they're the holdup. A lot of the collision mitigation stuff is on back order. If you order a truck with that on there, that it's not available. So they'll build the truck and then it just sits. Went through that, and a lot of your ABS. I had an instant. I sold a used truck with an APU on it, and the computer for the APU was missing. Somebody had stolen it, and so I went to, I think it was Thermo King that I went to get it, and they had one on the shelf, and the next one was available April of next year. That was the only one.
Wow.
And so they're dealing with it too, and I know everybody is. Even on the medium duty side, we see it there as well with the Suzus.
Yeah, we've had some, full service lease trucks that have broke down, and we've had to wait, where parts were just, tough to get. Nothing special either, just kind of normal run of the mill stuff that they should have a lot of, and it takes a week. It's tough.
I talked to a bodybuilder who builds boxes, and we're trying to go through that too. They're short on parts too, but he had told me, he says, my wife's on my case because we got I think he said a dishwasher has been on order for like 4 months. He can't even get a dishwasher.
Wow.
It's not just trucks. It's I think a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it's better.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, thanks, Brian. Like I said, go ahead,
just
Christian.
a moment of opportunity here, Brian. I didn't want you to get off the line without having the ability to contribute $50 to St. Jude's. Is that something we can count on you for today?
There you go. So you don't have to pay.
Count me in.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Do it for the kids.
Christian,
I'm gonna send you that buyer's order too.
Christian's buying an electric truck, and Brian's donating.
Just send me the depreciation schedule with it too, would you?
Write it down, Kumar. We'll hit you up before Christmas, Brian.
50?
Count me in.
St.
Yes,
Jude's.
sir.
You said 100, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I said 50.
We'll go 50. Cool, Brian. You're welcome to hang on with us. If you got stuff to do, you can take off. But we really appreciate you checking in with us again, and feel free to come on anytime.
Thanks for calling, Brian.
Thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Likewise.
So, Kumar.
Yes.
So I got a screen share while you're putting that up. Also, the two football players.
Yes,
This week in history. In 1305, William Wallace was executed for treason. Remember who that is?
Sir William
Mel
Wallace.
Gibson, isn't it?
Braveheart. Mel Gibson played William Wallace in Braveheart.
God, I hate the British.
Okay.
So this is the two linemen from, this cracked me up. The two linemen from the Indianapolis Colts, they line up next to each other on the offensive line, French and fries. That's not a joke.
And on the other side is cheese and burger.
Yeah. Isn't that great? That's Joel's
That is
background
awesome.
this week, too. I saw that on Bleacher Report, and I started sending it around to Kumar and Joel.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Guys, hold on.
Speaking of Joel, he's got a ring on his finger now.
Oh,
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl.
He's got
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
Joe.
Won the Super Bowl.
He's married.
Yep.
He had a really
Sorry,
nice wedding.
ladies.
Saudi Bowl.
Really nice reception. Really nice wedding. Thanks, Joel.
Oh,
for,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Kind of caught
food
you
was
off guard
great.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they caught you off guard. A little bit.
Yeah, his wife
Are we,
came in
uh,
earlier today to chain him to his desk, make sure he didn't go anywhere.
Are we going to get a video of Russ's speech, or
I sent it, I sent it, or Matthew sent it to Kumar.
Yeah, I have it.
It's 6 minutes long, so I don't know if you want to play it on here, but you can send it to, or send it to Christian, Doty,
Yeah.
whoever.
I love to see
You
it?
can do that.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. I've got a gift card to a restaurant for you too. I just haven't sent it out yet because, well, quite frankly, I forgot. So,
But in his defense, he did contact me last week, Joel, before your wedding, and wanted to know some restaurants up here near
Subway.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, that's where it's at.
Chuck E.
Some of
Cheese.
that Barberton chicken.
Bourbon and chicken.
Thank you. All right. I'll take some of that barbecue chicken.
Yeah, before we get into the news, Creech, you got a little contest you wanted to go over for the drivers.
Okay. Yeah, so I've got 2 tickets.
To Paradise.
Pack your bags. We'll eat
to a
tonight.
concert in Raleigh, North Carolina on September 7th. Starts at 6:30. It's Five Finger Death Punch, Megadeth, Fire from the Gods, and The Who, which is a Mongolian metal band.
So if you want to go bang your head in a mosh pit, yeah.
With special guest, Elton John.
So basically the way this contest is going to work, I'm guessing we can put my email or phone number or whatever on the screen inside.
Kumar can put it on the
I
Facebook.
want people just to send me photos of how do they relax. Do they go fishing? Do they have a man cave? Do they have a gaming center? Or how do they relax in their trucks?
You might not like
Inside
some
your
of the
bunk that
pictures
helps
you get,
relax. Basically, just send in. How do you relax? Where do you hang out? Stuff like that.
Jim-
Whoever's got the coolest setup, that's the one that'll win.
Jim Mackey hangs out at the rodeos in Texas, but I will say I can't picture Jim going to a concert like this.
No, I
jumping
can't
around
either.
in a mosh. I can't do it either.
He's got the hair to headbang though.
Yeah, if he just took it out of the ponytail and kind of
Yeah.
yeah. So all right, we'll put that on the Facebook, Creech. If he wants to give away some tickets to some headbanging mosh pit banger bash thing. Ian, what's up with the trucking news?
Got a couple things today.
I heard the East Coast ports volumes up again.
Yeah.
This week.
All right, here we go. Oh wait, we already did this one. Armless man stamps. Okay, yes. All right, over to the port of Savannah. There's about 43 cargo ships waiting outside to get in. About on par to what we saw last week. East Coast traffic is definitely up. Look at all these trucks. Look at all these ships coming down this way and back. Also, Norfolk is doing real hot, and New York City got a few waiting out there, which isn't usual. It was last year because of the high volumes, but we're seeing that again. In Los Angeles, really
Down. I saw that the other
really
day.
ain't going on down there. I mean, they need to get it together. Maybe they're just pushing through so many outbound, coming back out of or I'm sorry, I'm trying to put my words together here. Maybe they're just efficiently moving so many containers out of there that it's just not becoming an issue.
I don't think that's the case. I think the volume's down. That's what I saw.
They did a lot of work last year, and then up here, San Francisco, few as well. We haven't taken a look at China in a while. Let's take a trip across the sea.
So are they wide open again? They were on lockdown for a while?
No.
No.
No, there are still some ports on lockdown. I think Shanghai is starting to open back up. Let me see. Yeah, Shanghai must be moving more again. There is quite a few out there. Wow, look at that. Imagine if the East Coast looked like that.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Call your
Well, it
congressman.
should be, but instead we're giving all of our money to China. So, so lots going on over there.
Very opinionated
Yes.
news anchor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Just
It
know
all
that.
sounds
I-
like factual information from this end.
This is biased news with Ian.
I hold myself back so much. I just want to let you guys know this is like 1% coming out.
Oh,
here.
wow.
All right, here we have a tragic story. A load of water fell over on 71. You can see this is Budlight flavored water.
So it's a beer load.
Yeah, this is down in Louisville.
It's a Volvo, too.
So is the
Quite
driver
a
okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No injuries. Driver got out of the truck on his own.
So the sad part is they lost all the water.
I mean, that's a lot. People are thirsty too. So we see this guy down here. He's going to try and tip it back over himself. You can see. So
I wonder if they even know what's on the other side of that truck, because I would not be working if that was the case.
all right, we got to get over top
What's
of
he
this. thing.
draining his air tanks? What's he doing?
Hauling water on a reefer?
I don't know.
No, it's Bud Light, Joel.
Oh, Bud Light.
But
That
at
is
least there wasn't
so
peanuts
brand.
behind it, because then everybody could have a party.
So, yeah, I wonder if.
But that's kind of weird because I hauled a lot of beer
yeah.
and, from Trenton, Ohio to Cleveland, and it was on a dry van. I mean, we haul beer on dry vans all the time. I was just curious why you had a reefer.
Yeah, that is something because you
Because
wouldn't be able to haul as much.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't be able to load you what they normally load.
Yeah, I thought it was Coors Light that liked to keep your beer as
Bet you
cold
that
as the
guy's
Rockies.
overweight.
And if I
Trees
can
protected
see
in the middle of
right,
summer.
does that look like a Prime Ink logo?
It does.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
So,
That is
Speculation.
an owner-operator.
Did you say
where
Speculation. I like that.
yeah, that was in Louisville off the
Peterbilt.
71 ramp. Yeah. So
Poor beer.
So that's what all that grass smoothed out of the way was this morning.
yeah.
Moment of silence for the alcoholics.
A little bit more of a solemn story here. So there is a driver who left home Halloween couple years ago. I'm sorry, last year, and his wife has not seen him since.
Since when?
Halloween last year.
And then now she's just saying something
No,
about it.
no. In fact, she's been trying to get help, but the police agencies that may be responsible for helping over in Houston and or Mount Vernon are both denying responsibility to investigate. So she's got no one to help her. She's there's no one really looking for him. It's really quite tragic. Just wanted to put it out there. Hopefully, some attention can be brought to it and they can start helping her. So very, very tragic. Oh, check out these new yard dogs.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, he can climb
That's a
too.
bad
Oh,
place
yeah.
to be.
Yeah,
Sir, your
no, that's
paperwork
what
is ready.
That's what happens to drivers when they have to wait too long.
So where is that?
Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska.
Is it?
Yep.
I actually forgot.
It is Alaska.
Okay.
So if the bear climbs up, I'm climbing back down. We're going to go back and forth.
Yeah, I would get in the cab, but
I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
I'd jump into water.
That guy.
Yeah.
That
Well,
water.
this guy's.
swim, Russ.
I saw this guy. He was getting out of the vehicle at the end here.
Oh, but he knows he can shut the door again. They got fresh meat outside. If they wanted
Yeah.
something, grab
Yeah,
hold of
look
that
at this guy on the big
Wow.
forklift here. He gets
It
out.
looks like that bear's tagged or something. Looks like he has a collar.
Well, they do that
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
tracking purposes. Even in the Gatlinburg area, I saw
Yeah. Oh,
some
my
bears when we were hiking, and they had tags.
He wanted him for breakfast. That is.
Got any Subway? Nope. Okay, bye.
keep replaying it in my head. The bear just crawls up the side of the truck and goes, "Want to play? Want to play?"
Yeah, I mean, a lot of drivers carry because, they have to go through places like West Memphis, Arkansas, but...
He's like, can I see your logbook?
This is more scary.
It's a different kind of bear.
Oh, man. All right. Up in Ramsey, Montana, a town has said, "Screw truckers, we don't want you here. Park somewhere else." I kind of find it a little ironic. They have a sign here, "My safety is more important than your truck stop."
It's just a little girl.
Right. Let's talk about that when the driver falls asleep going past your town and ends up crashing into somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, come on here. So...
My dad don't like trucks, but so he made me make this sign to stand out.
Yeah. So Loves
What
was
was
going to
the
put that shop
reasoning?
there.
Is it near?
They just don't want it there. They said safety.
So they voted.
A lot of people came out in the town and just protested against it. They
I'm glad
decided
they
to-
listened. There's a lot of Walmart style stories like this where they came out and nothing happened and it killed local business. I don't see a truck stop killing local business, but
No.
but they did get zoning approval for that, by the way, and that's when the citizens stood up and Lowe's backed out, or Love's backed out. Excuse me.
I think these people should stop buying stuff if they don't want trucks. I mean, hey, it's pretty simple.
Ramsey, Montana. Okay.
Another story on
Where's
the,
that near? Was it off the 90 or
middle of
something?
nowhere. Who cares?
Get better to do.
Another story about the war on truckers. This town has a speed limit just for truckers, 40 versus 50. They say people keep on flying through their town too fast and aren't able to stop in time. I guess this is a little bit more understandable if they do have an area that's a problem, but it just sounds like another ticket trap to me. So, yeah. Another easy one they can blame on the
It's
truckers.
by the 90 and the 15 up by Butte.
Yep.
Is where that was at.
And then, all right, this is a reminder to everybody. IRS is going to need your 2290 by August 31st. So get on that.
Next week's brake safety week, right? I think it's brake safety week next week.
Yep, I've got that in my my
okay.
It's either
presentation.
next week or this week.
Just now I know how Joel feels.
Stealing your glory.
That's it. Just getting you prepared for that married life, Joel.
Good looking out.
This was a recall, another one on Navstar trucks. They are affecting some Lone Stars and LTs. They have a battery post issue, could stall without warning, and they're saying it could increase, possibility of a crash. So actually, Russ, I need to see if this affects yours. They got this serial number down here.
If you
Come
crash
on, so we'll make sure it's not yours.
Oh, what does it say what year it is? Because the one Doty and I have is a 2015.
Oh, man, I can't go back that easily. Hold on. We'll run through these all. Here we go.
Well, the problem to begin with is the fact that it's international to begin with.
Yeah. 2018 to 21 Lone
Okay.
Stars and 2016 to 21 LT trucks.
That's
Gotcha.
the nav stars, though. That's the. Isn't that the? What are those motors? Those Max Force or whatever they were.
This says with the
Isn't that
Cummins
what that
engines.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. For some reason, I was like, never mind.
Oh, so it's only
I was thinking
260 Lone Stars, barely any at all. The rest of them are all the LT models. So. All right. Oh, this was an interesting one. A tanker truck over in New Jersey was heating up and expelling a foul smell, which I don't know how they could tell the difference because New Jersey smells like crap anyways.
Wow.
That's Christian's home.
Oh, sorry, Christian.
It's okay. It's fine. You losers in Ohio.
It was leaking. Lubrizol. 13.
Can you read in Ohio? Lubrizol, buddy. Lubrizol.
That's
Go
just
ahead.
that's just my dyslexia. So the rest of them are all okay to read over here. They do have. I think it was EPA and somebody else there on the ground. Oh, look at that! Yeah, it's an interesting suit. But people were having trouble breathing, so somebody was donating ice to try and cool that tanker. But they have cleared people out of that truck stop. It's been there for a few days. I don't know why they just don't move it. Get it the hell out of there get it somewhere else.
Could you imagine if like a guy farted and then he smelled that and he was like, "Did I actually do that?" Sorry.
Well, if your farts cause mild irritation such as eye itching, sore throat, and vomiting or headaches,
you have monkeypox.
So
I don't know. Have you met my wife?
Hopefully she don't watch the show, creature.
yeah, people said it literally burns your nostrils and gave me an instant headache. So that's pretty scary. That's just
All right.
leaking
So
over there.
speaking of that,
Okay.
Kumar, I was going to send you this the other day for a challenge on the show. I saw on a TikTok there was these two guys doing this challenge, it's canned fish, like the size of a sardine can. And I wrote it down at home what kind it is. But I think we could order it.
Wait.
The world's
Is it the
stinkiest fish.
The herring that they put in the ground for like 3 months?
No, it's like Strom something. No, it's not that. That's the shark in Iceland that you're talking about. It was a TikTok, the world's stinkiest fish challenge. As soon as the guy cracked the can open, they were two guys. They were both sitting at a table and just gagging.
I saw that one.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I thought, Kumar, that'd be great for you to order it, and then we could pit you and Austin or Ian against each other in trucking questions to Kumar to see who has to eat it.
Yes.
Definitely Ian.
Yeah.
Fear factor edition.
I will study so hard.
Is this it?
It's strong. Yes. What is it? How do you pronounce that? I can't see it, but I see.
But
the
yeah, this is the herring. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These guys could. Mike, you saw it. These guys could not stop gagging, and they didn't even get to it. They never tried it. It was the smell.
I won't even come in that week. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we talk about last week?
Well, we could do it outside.
When I brought in some stinky.
I'm not afraid to do it. I would take the drivers, and if they lose, I would eat it.
Yeah, go for it.
You couldn't eat crickets for us. I'd love to see this.
I ate them.
We have to have.
Yeah, you did eat them, but no holding your nose this time.
Maybe we send Dodie a can and Christian a can, and us a can here, and I'll eat the ones here.
I can't. I'm such a picky eater, man.
Mike, you're at a bait shop all day long smelling shrimp.
Mike, a picky eater means you get to pick. We're not letting you pick. We're picking for you.
No, I mean,
there you go. Look at that.
That is fermented herring.
I'm down.
Fermented.
No.
No
good.
thanks.
It's for St.
I
Jude's.
don't think I could get it to my mouth. I gag if there's if there's onions on my sandwich without.
The fun part's
I
watching you gag.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people, when I throw up, I'm so loud. So loud.
And if I don't lose and it's someone else that has to eat them, I would be willing to throw in another 50 just on top of it for St. Jude's just to watch. This would be great.
That might be the better play as you start putting a pool together for whoever wants to eat the thing.
Yeah, that's right. You should double up, and every week you can either pay, an exorbitant amount of money, or you can eat these fish.
I don't think I like the way this is going.
Kumar.
Watch you throw up.
He's gonna feel set up here. So, okay, we'll look into that, Kumar. See if we can get us some ordered.
All right, I'll check it out.
And then we still have one bag of croutons, 2.8 pounds of croutons here. We'll
let you eat one of those,
and then you get some croutons.
I was gonna say I'd rather eat 2.8 pounds of croutons over those. I love fish.
You have to eat a heron, and then you get one crouton with it.
So Ray, what's going on, Ray? Where are you at?
Right now I'm at home.
Oh.
Cops coming for you?
Coming for you.
He's like, be quiet. Shh. All right.
Bad boys.
We're on our way to go pick up my daughter. Today is her first day of school. So we're going to pick her up. And I'm over here driving with Irene. Well, she's driving for me while I'm on the show.
Yeah.
And we got a truck in the shop right now.
How you liking that Blackstone? Did we talk about that? No, we talked about it off the show.
Yeah.
He sent me some
pictures.
pictures.
We talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he sent me some pictures of him cooking
we
on
love
it.
We already cooked on it once, and we're gonna do it again. But it's about 100 degrees outside right now, so we kind of decided not to.
Yeah,
but
hot down there in San
it was awesome. Yeah,
500 degrees.
What about you, Jim? Where are you at?
I am actually in Wild Horse, Colorado right now.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Where's that?
Is that over Vale on the west side?
No, that's on 287 going down towards Lyman.
Oh, yeah.
To Lamar.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He's in Denver.
Yeah. How's the weather out there?
It's really kind of nice.
Yeah.
But it's partly cloudy, and I don't know what the temperature is outside. I got the AC on, of course.
You got to start carrying chains out there in about, what, 2 weeks? What is it?
I already got my chains.
Crazy.
September 15th, I believe.
September 1st.
They're not going to catch me without them.
Yeah. What about you, Kev? Where are you at? You told me earlier. I was on the phone. I forgot.
He's not here.
Oh, he's not here. He was, but I know his dad. They were running together, and he was having a problem with the truck, so they had a service truck coming. I forgot where he was, but Nate, where are you at?
I am coming up into Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're coming. You're gonna be over here tomorrow. That's right. So
Tomorrow
we'll see
evening, probably.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Dropping and swapping. And Creature, where you at, buddy? And we lost him.
Oh, man.
You missed your shot. You only get one shot, and you missed it.
Missed your chance to blow.
So, Christian, what do you got for us this week?
Are we going to do Austin's? We're going to do an Austin run first? Or you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, because, I mean, Austin was kind of carried over from last week. I don't want him to get cut off timing.
Okay.
All right.
We good?
I will pull it up.
And I do have stuff, so
Boston,
good out of the way.
Boston.
So this is Austin's fantasy dispatch.
All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Austin, you have to narrate this, what you did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Pull the mic closer to you, though.
Sorry, guys. I smelled some herring, and I don't feel so good now, so I got to run.
We'll have some croutons.
Sorry, I don't know what. There it is. Okay, cool. Whew, that was close.
All right.
A little closer so we can hear you better.
Yeah, pull that mic right up to your face.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you now.
All right. My fantasy freight.
So you started off in Milwaukee.
Yep.
On what day?
Monday.
He follows Christian, not the rules.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
I was debating on going back and fixing it, but it's
That's
just,
all good.
It was a nice little setup. So Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where we were supposed to start from. So I got that part right.
Shut up, Austin.
Found something.
I'm sorry. I was thinking that, man. I apologize.
Zero, just about zero deadhead on that. Going over to Huber Heights, Ohio, Monday to Tuesday. Coyote Logistics, 407 loaded miles, $1,230. I just pulled that one off their board.
And keep in mind, just to remind everybody, we've all done this without being able to negotiate. We just took whatever loads had a posted rate where we were looking, and we had to roll with that. So keep that in mind.
I don't think we should be allowed to use Coyote because we can't ever get a hold of our rep anyways. So it doesn't count.
Don't throw Charlie under the bus, bro.
Email only.
I will throw him under a team of buses.
I'm the same. I miss Evan Berna if you're listening, bud.
Yeah.
You were the man at Coyote.
We had Charlie
and Tony Flando.
I'm trying to think of who we
Or
had.
not Charlie.
Taylor.
And Yvonne
He was a little bit of a
Peljusek.
jerk, but he got the job done.
He answered the phone.
Yeah.
That was what's important.
So this one 41,992 on the weight. That I wasn't pushing for anything light in that situation, but it worked out. And for this 407 on the miles, I was looking at that with there was a couple different options in the same price range, so that was pretty decent. What was after that? Lespic, Ohio, I believe, 100 mile deadhead, 38.6 on the weight, 799 loaded miles. So this is where I did things a little bit different. I went out to Clarksville, Arkansas from Lespic, Ohio.
Sorry.
That was also this was a trans-place load.
So a little bit more of a deadhead, but it looks like the rate's pretty good, even with the 100 miles. Yeah.
Really good rate.
Yep. This is a rate right off the board. No bumping. We work with everybody, and actually, I went a step farther just to see if it had times posted. I made sure that the times worked just out of curiosity.
Aren't you thorough?
Look at that. He's doing his due diligence, guys. That's good. That's good.
Then the next one here, what do we got after that? So
Wednesday to Friday.
Yep. Siloam Springs, Arkansas, Jessup, PA. So the deadheads on these are okay. I mean, 120 miles, 119 miles on this one. But 41,000 pounds, again, still on the heavier side. 1,221 loaded miles, 3,500 on the rate, 286 a mile.
Routing off 82, nice.
You run them like Mike. I don't care about the weight.
Well,
you should be able to scale.
Well, you'll see when I get to the next one. It all works out. So it was a lot of miles up to this point. So you can go to the next one, Kumar. Wilkes-Barre, PA. And I got a 34 reset in between on this load.
Nice.
Okay.
So this is where I was looking at my miles the whole time to see how I could work this all out, and I did. Delivering on Monday. That would be my 7 days. R&R Express, 30,000 pounds, 632 on the miles, 2,000 on the rate.
And a fresh set of hours to start your next week.
Yep.
Yeah, only thing wrong with this is he didn't go through Canada to get there.
Yeah.
He didn't pull a Russ.
Yeah.
It seemed like everything was pretty much a straight shot. The only place I don't really like to be is over there in PA, but it wasn't
right. Right, but I'm gonna interject real quick.
What's
Well,
that?
the one thing I really like what you did is it's about placement. So your placement was that you put someone on Friday in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, which is still a 6.1 load to truck ratio, I believe, as of today. It was almost 8 in that region. So you put your guy in a really good place on a Friday to make sure you still maximize his money, and he still has a fresh 70 on Monday, and he's starting back in Indiana, which is a good place to be in. So, fantastic placement on that too.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah.
So what was your recap, or the recap? How many miles did you run?
What was your report card?
Yeah.
There it is. I copied Christian over here, tried to make a map of where
Looks
I
good.
ran. And then loaded miles, 3,059 miles. Total miles, 3,305. Average of 288 per mile, all miles. Total revenue, 95.30.66. And then I just threw in the estimated fuel cost. I believe I based that off of, I can't remember if it was 5 miles.
6 miles to the gallon. You did it off 6. 6
okay,
miles, yeah.
6 miles to the gallon, 27.54 on 550 gallons. I'd say it was a good week. If I had a driver that ran this, I'd be satisfied with it.
Yeah, I'd be doing backflips. That's really good. And he ran 80 when he went up to Pennsylvania. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I like it because he's got a reset.
Yeah,
that was your.
I do. Can you go
my
back
favorite
to
move.
Tuesday to Wednesday just for transparency? I know we do these for learning lessons and for dispatchers too.
Yeah.
Tuesday to Wednesday, that's a lot of miles to log.
Yes.
But the day he came off of that, it can still be done, but it's got to be a perfect exchange in the morning and a perfect exchange with a later
exactly.
pickup.
And the thing is, he's not going to run those in one shift, so he can run what he can after he picks up on Tuesday, and then he's going to have to run 4 or 5 hours probably.
Yeah, but I mean, even if
Wednesday.
we took off, let's say worst case, we took off 100 miles and he could pick it up on the following day where he doesn't have miles, and he could pick it up there. He's still going to be at 9,000 for the week. So we can't say, well, this is not accurate because he ran, 899 miles. Okay, let's say he ran 700 miles that day because he actually drives, right? He doesn't get off early and cut his shift back more than 30-minute break and fueling and pre and post trip. It can be done. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this is a picking lesson on Austin on the mileage, but I'm saying it's still a realistic week. So somebody listens to this and say, well, that's a lot of mileage. It is, but on the prior day and the day after, he could have made up and still had that same region and still $9,500.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I was looking at it as well. So my Monday was only 400 miles with a 0 deadhead.
Yep.
I was looking at that. There's a 100-mile deadhead. So you got 500 miles invested getting to your second load. And I was hoping, that's what we do a lot of in this business, hoping that everything plays out nicely to get a little bit under a little bit of mileage.
So he could have got empty Tuesday morning. I'm sorry, what would have been his Monday to Tuesday. So it was a shorter one.
Yes.
Get empty, do the deadhead.
Be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Knock out as much as you can, finish it off the next day.
What was you don't have to throw it back up, but what was the Wednesday load? How many miles was that?
That was the Wednesday to Friday. That was the 2-day run. So he could have picked it up late and still made that 2-day run on 1,200 miles.
Yeah.
He averaged 475 miles on a 7-day week and 600 and change on a 5-day. So still 100% feasible on both ends.
Yeah.
Yep.
And both
Just
of
would you
those
have to add
loads-
one in?
Both those loads in Arkansas, I believe they were first come, first serve. So
that helps.
If he has a little bit of time in the morning to finish it off, then he still has time to make his pickup on the next one.
Yeah. Well, good job, Austin.
Yeah, man. Job well done.
Really good job. I like it. What do you got, Christian? Who are we doing this week?
So I'll start off with a funny story. You guys remember the beard contest when we had Jimmy Choo? So
That's not you. Did you lie about that?
I mean, I used to look a little bit like that. I got fat and old, got fat and old pretty quick.
That was
So
the funniest joke you've ever said.
So I end up, I had COVID now twice, but I lost my sense of smell the first time, and I ran out of cologne. So I have CK1 since like high school, and I finally used the bottle. So I went and I bought, who sponsored me? Jimmy Choo Blue. If anybody would like this, my wife is not a big fan, and she says if I'm going to pick cologne and after I had COVID, that I need to bring her with me. So apparently the girl there was just selling me whatever. I'm like, oh, I was like, that looks familiar. I think I remember Jimmy Choo. So I thought
Speaking
that was
of COVID and loss of smell, so my last joke when I gave my speech, Christian, at Joel's wedding, his dog Ollie is deaf. And I got booed on that last one because
everyone's a dog lover.
I made. You'll hear it when you see the video.
I missed the cue on that.
Yeah,
one.
I said. Well, I said that getting Joel to use to do things on a computer is like getting his dog Ollie to repeat everything he hears, and I got booed. But I did kick out a joke because I didn't know if it. I was thinking I'd get booed on this one. I was going to ask Sharon, his new bride. Did she recently have COVID? Because I think she's lost her taste.
That would have been much safer.
I kicked that one out, and I got booed on the dog joke.
Nice. So you went without the COVID because someone might have lost a family member, and they hated you for the dog joke.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. All right. So
when
first
you
and
hear,
Go ahead.
you send that Kumar that the speech to Christian and Mike, and when you guys hear that last joke, you'll know what I'm talking about. Is
just crickets.
Deaf Ollie. No, I got booed and yelled at.
Oh wow. Okay.
They didn't get it. Nah,
Yeah, they're like, it's not Ollie's fault.
they threw stuff at it. That's all right.
I enjoyed it though. It was fun.
Kind of caught you a little early there, Russ.
Yeah.
Sorry I didn't get a drink in you first.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's where they got me, Christian.
So you had a dry start.
Listen.
Yeah.
So I'm in the
my
wedding. You know, everything's going good. We left the church. We went over to and I'm in the bride and groom party. So we had to go in and make the entrance. We sit down at the table, and I'm thinking everybody's already lining up at the bar that's in there already. And I'm thinking, man, I need a beer or drink or something, man. We've been here, and this I don't know, it's getting in the evening. And soon as I sat down,
Here you go.
the guy comes over with the microphone and he's like, okay, where best man's got a speech. I'm like, huh? And then it was kind of dim in there. I didn't have my readers. I had note cards that I had wrote. I spent some time on this thinking about it and writing everything down. I had keynotes and I couldn't read my cards. The light was a little too dim and I couldn't adjust and my eyes are not great. So yeah, I left out a few things that I wrote because I forgot. I had to go off memory basically, and I was trying to read the cards. So yeah, they threw it at me, and it was funny because Joel was the one sweating bullets for a week, thinking, "What's he gonna say?"
Right.
That's there he is up there stuttering.
Yeah.
Can I get a beer first?
You'll get a kick out of it though.
All right.
All right.
You guys can see the screen again?
Yeah.
All right, guys. This Saturday starts what we've been talking about for a while, which is CVSA's Brake Safety Week. I'm going to review some of the statistics from 2021. So the commercial motor vehicle carrier in Canada, Mexico, and U.S. inspected 35,000 commercial vehicles during last year's 7-day inspection period. So it does show that there were about 13.5% out of those of the 28,000 were related to brake issues, which is what their concentration is going to be here this week. So starting this Saturday, guys, if you got to go through Loves or a TA, or maybe get on your back and actually do it the old school way. Check your brakes out. Also look for things like tires, hub wear, those kind of things, because when they're under there, they're not just going to write the citation for brakes.
And what can I say? One more thing to add to that. If you're a dispatcher next week, don't you take no cheap freight. There's a lot of trucks off the market, and you'll have, if you're working the spot market for a backhaul or whatever, I mean, work it hard, work your price hard, because there are a good amount of trucks that will be off the road.
Yep. Yeah, they know it's coming.
Yeah, real quick, Christian, before you go on, sorry, and because I'll forget, because I forgot earlier, when you talked about Endon and PA and that 6-to-1 ratio.
Yep.
Are you see? I have, because I got trucks going up there quite a bit now, but I'm not. I got to get them back to a specific area.
So, that's where you're looking at. So a lot in PA, you're not sending them west, are you? And you're not sending them northeast, and you're not sending them just a little bit south. You're trying to bring them back down south or out west?
Yeah, he's trying to bring them back down in
North Carolina. I got to bring them back to Georgia.
Yeah, so what I would do is they have the state-to-state matrix on DAT, and that's what I'd look at. If you know the state you have to come back in on, look at the rates that have the highest cent per mile that are at a good distance. And I can cover that next week, because I'm going to cover the difference between spot and carrier rates and fuel surcharge to see how that lays out. So that would be pretty easy to put in there if you want me to put that in there. But yeah, Pennsylvania is good. It's things like Austin did, right? $2,000, he gets a good fresh restart. But it does depend where you go. So just because it's a high load to truck ratio doesn't mean it's going to be great to go back in any one certain direction.
Okay. Yeah, so I got to get these guys back for some customer freight. And I just been.
And is that where they go? Great. Is that where their customer freight goes up there?
Yeah.
Pretty
close. Yeah, there.
Okay. Okay, and we'll talk. We'll talk about. Is it dry van?
Yeah.
I might want to talk about a customer out of Winchester. So we can talk off air.
All right.
Cool. So that's the CVSA. So get your brakes checked, get everything checked, guys. That's the reason the DOT says you need to do it before and after every trip. Brake safety week scheduled 21st, 27th. So they're going to inspect the brake system at large, trucks and buses. But more importantly, they're going to inspect everything on your truck. So if you're getting off the road, enjoy the week off, and we'll enjoy the rates while you're gone. But if you are on the road, and you're dispatching yourself, just make sure that, like Russ said, just do not give in. And I'll cover the rates prior to the week, and then the week following, I'll try to cover the rates again to see if we can see what the gap is that we've made up. So this week I'm covering Amanda's runs for the fantasy freight. She starts off in Roanoke on Monday. So yes, Austin, I appreciate you being right part of the time, which is not what we asked, but it's consistent with what my team has done. So we started off in Roanoke and went to Weir's Cave, Virginia, to drop down to Maxton, North Carolina. So we had a 98-mile deadhead, 319 miles loaded for a total of 417 miles. Out of Maxton, North Carolina, you see that we had a 4.1 load ratio, and we basically got in the same market, a 4.3 load to truck ratio. 43,000 pounds, so we're not looking for lightweight freight. $1,100 with that rate. If you see $1,100 is kind of in the middle of where the ask is. Looks like the market in this for the Virginia to Carolina has dropped just a little bit, like a lot of things have here recently, to $2.63. On Tuesday to Wednesday, she picks up in Laurinburg, North Carolina, 7 miles away from Maxton, going to Elwood, Indiana. In Elwood, Indiana, she has a 650-mile loaded trip. Again, like Austin, shorter miles the first day. We want to make sure that we're pushing those mileage. We're there at the shipper at 7 a.m., making sure we're knocking on the door and the first one in line. With that shipment, we're moving out of ratio that actually brings down a little bit. So Indiana was not showing in that particular area as much of a load to truck ratio, but we want to look at volumes. And I did not bring that information up on this one, but also 43,000 pounds, not chasing weight. Not the greatest rate, to be honest with you. I mean, this is $200 below market. So this is just an exercise that we asked him to do 2 weeks ago. So it's not like they had room to negotiate. Perhaps she just looked on the wrong day for freight. But at the end of the day, we don't ever take freight posted less than market rate. That doesn't happen here. And Russ, I don't think it happens to you unless someone needs to go a certain direction for a certain reason.
Yeah, unless you just have to get there.
Have to get there, right? If your customer's paying you well above rates, then you can take a 10-cent haircut to make a 50 or 60-cent gain. Mm-hmm. So $1.94 a mile. You guys know what the cost of where things are at. That doesn't cover it. Even the the lowered cost of fuel. So we'll see if it makes up for it. Wednesday to Thursday. We had Sydney, Ohio going to Grand Rapids, Michigan. I did not go through Canada for this run or any of the other runs that we have here. 95 deadhead miles,
Boo.
260. What's that?
Sorry, I just said boo.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I had to correct it later when we come out of New York. But 360 total miles. With that, you'll see that she did 361 a mile coming out of there. But she's also going to better load-to-truck ratio over there towards Michigan at this point, which is taking 4 loads per truck to 7.6. Got 26.5 thousand pounds on the truck. Not bad. When you start looking at the rates, she's above the market here by $200. So that's where we want to be. Generally speaking, our office will run an all miles configuration with English. In other words, 10, 15, 20% on top of whatever DAT is showing. And we do it in all miles. So if DAT says there's a run that's 500 miles that pays $2 a mile, we're doing that 500 miles plus our empty miles to get there. And then it may be at 220 or 240, right? Just depends on the scale that we're at. And so generally speaking, when you're looking at us, and I know, Russ, we've competed in the end a while ago for cent per mile, it does matter. And it matters now. And it's close between our terminals. And I think that's mostly because we have people that know what they're doing behind the seats. So here we have 119 miles and 556 loaded. This is a long day. And so we start to talk about the feasibility of what happens. I didn't audit any of these. I didn't prepare them. I just gave everyone instructions on what to do and then waited for the results. 119 miles, 556 loaded, and did it for $1,800, which is $2.73. And that's just below the median mark of the rates. So again, not getting to negotiate, you ran another longer day.
Right.
Friday to Saturday, it doesn't get difficult, but we are running into a Saturday freight into an area that we're running into. So 120 miles from Port Trevorton, Pennsylvania to Altoona, Pennsylvania, and then we're busting on up to Baldwinsville, which is Syracuse-esque, for Saturday delivery. The load to truck ratio, not a huge fluctuation in the market, pretty much in that area. It's more volume driven. 14,000 pounds. So yay, we have our second lighter piece of freight. $3 a mile, $1,200. And then from Saturday to Sunday, we have Baldwinsville, which is going to Syracuse right down the street, 13 miles to Brownstown, Michigan. Brownstown, Michigan is a 500-mile run, and that's not 500 miles. You'll see that image. Let me pull that up to make sure everybody right. I reran it going back down through Toledo to ensure that it was actually 489 loaded, not 362. It's not saying that you couldn't do that, but this driver couldn't. Bring it on 1,250 at 249. So again, the cent per mile is not the greatest on it. When you look at the rate that we have, it's still within the range. It's not like we're really killing it. But if you look at the market, that market has dropped coming out of New York going to Michigan. And why? Because Michigan was warming up. She finishes up the week Sunday to Monday with the Detroit going to Baltimore, 21 deadhead miles, 527 for 548 total miles. With this, you'll see that she ended up having $1,600 on 333 miles. But again, $3.33 per mile. No fluctuation in the load to truck ratio. But she absolutely killed the market as far as what the expectation was.
And light, was that 8,000 pounds?
Yeah. Yep. Another lighter piece of freight. So here's what the report card looks like as we go through it. And I'll speed it up a little bit. 3,601 miles for $10,250. The cent per mile was on the lower side, and we'll cover that in a second. Average 514 miles per day because we dropped every single day. And we know that in this market, with truck order not used and customer freight falling apart, it can be a bit risky. I'm going to give this one a grade. I didn't, and I'll go back and give the other ones a grade. But I would give this one a C+. And the reason for that is the extensive amount of miles on a 7-day drop period and the cent per mile. I would have liked to see something north of $3 a mile. We always like to see that. But there were really just a lane or two that created this gap when you look at it. If you look at what two rates that we have, it was Tuesday that we ran 720 miles. So we ran our longest leg at the least cent per mile.
Yeah.
And we did recover. But when we recovered out of that area, we didn't bounce 500 miles or 600 miles or make a 2-day run over to the east. Or even down to Texas, where it has been pretty good for us. But we ran 360 miles, so we didn't get to make up that cent per mile. And that's
3,600. they're going to be exhausted on their hours.
Absolutely, and they'll have the recap every day, but they won't have any extra hours. So we know that next week they will be having shorter days, and it likely means that that's going to balance that second week checkout. So you see why we have a C+ on the record. So still great job, good dispatch, and again,
and thank you, Amanda, thank you for participating. And like I said, every week we've done this, I like to see everybody's different perspective on how they would do it.
Yep,
it's pretty cool. And then next week we have, is it you, Kumar? You're going to do yours?
Yeah, I'll do mine.
Next week is Kumar. Who you got? Someone else in the office you want to have do it, Christian or?
So I believe I still have Chris's left. Is that right?
Okay, Chris.
Yeah,
So
I did Brian,
Chris.
Lois, Amanda, now Chris. Yep.
And then maybe
I'll put one together. I just that last one.
Yeah, we did ours
it's
first
tough.
week, but let's do one. Mike, next week, do another one.
And I would say
we can. It's it's just so everybody knows too. That's just all posted rates. That's no negotiation, and it's probably somebody putting it together within. I think ours, we did it last minute. I know I put mine together in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. Yep.
So yeah, there's no negotiation on those rates or anything. But
and I think it'd be great if we had a listener tell us where they want us to start us, like the biggest hellhole there is in America. Say, what would you do to get out of here? My dispatcher put me here. I've been here for 3 days. I burned,
3 weeks.
Yeah.
First thing is don't wait for a good load out of a shit area. Like, don't sit in Florida for
train
3
horns
days.
all over the place.
I know.
I was just getting ready to say,
You got to
if you wanna-
exchange that
if
word
you
for
wanna-
ship. A ship area.
Don't sit in.
If you want an area that's really hard to start in, try Miami.
Well, I was going to say earlier, if we have Joel do this, he's going to send everybody to Miami or to Wyoming or Montana.
Or Utah.
You were talking to a married man. Things change.
That's about
Or
to change
Boston.
now. That was when I was single. Hey.
Yeah. Where's Boston?
Yeah, when he was my dispatcher, he used to send me to Boston all the time.
Shipping off to Boston.
But
Please send me to Boston.
The reason I say that though is because I saw a post about this in one of the trucking groups about somebody said like, man, I've been sitting in, and it literally was like Florida or Colorado, something. I think it was Florida. Like, I've been sitting here for 3 days. What's going on with these rates? And all the comments were like, "You're in Florida. Get out."
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna be waiting for a long time.
That's
for
right.
A good
tell
rate.
Jim that.
Yeah, I used to do that. I'd deadhead out. I never went down that far, maybe halfway, but I'm not taking a heavy, back then it was under $1 a mile for a heavy load of water, up to the Georgia line or something. I just wasn't doing it. I'd just rather get out of there as fast as I could.
Well, and before the market started shifting so quickly, right? I mean, kind of a post-COVID market, you could just bill because everybody knew what Florida was going to be.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't flip. And then we knew when we went in and it was good for a while. Now, thankfully we had the technology, but we used to just bill it. We'd say, okay, it's 800 miles down, it's 250 mile, and then we're going to charge $1.85 empty out. And if they wanted the rate, great. If they didn't,
and
that's fine. And if we found something, it was the cherry on top.
I
And
always
we did
thought
the
of it
same thing to the Northeast.
same way. I would figure out if I got a deadhead 250 miles up, then I'm going to add that to my all miles and try and get the rate I need to cover that.
Yeah.
So
And you guys know the largest carrier with 3 letters that have 5,000 employees in the country, the logistics squad, right? Well, so it's funny because, there people wouldn't get like, okay, do you want to go to Jacksonville? No. And I give them a rate to get back up to Savannah or Atlanta. And they say, well, okay, what about Orlando? Like, well, that rate's not getting any better. And they're like, what about Miami? I was like, if you didn't like my Orlando rate, you're not going to like my Miami rate by the time I give it to you, because I'm coming all the way up and I'm having you pay for the entire thing.
You talking about that company, We Do Smell?
Yes, that is correct.
I think Florida though, I always if you either can look ahead, like what I would do is look ahead for a light load and then first come first serve on both ends quick. But if it's gonna hold you up to not get your next load or something out, you know what I mean, then deadhead. But if you can find something light that's you've been there before and they load quick and unload, something like that. But if you're gonna get held up on anything, don't get held up on a $1.25 a mile load.
Yeah.
So let's get on to trucking questions with Kumar, and we'll take the show out with that.
Oh boy, here we go.
Joel, we skipped it last week.
We skipped it last week. We skipped.
Mike lost a bet. He doesn't even know what the bet was, but he has to pay $40 last week.
He didn't get the question right or wrong. He still has to pay.
Yeah.
All right.
No answer is the same as the wrong answer, Mike. That's how you lost.
All right. So we're doing this best man style. We're getting right to it.
So drivers, you ready? Creature, Mackie, Ray,
Yeah,
Kevin.
I'm ready.
Did Kevin make it back?
I don't think so.
I think they got road service out there trying to figure something out. And Nate, you're still on, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if we can put down Kumar this week.
All right, Kumar. Let's see what you learned.
Who's going to pay? I'll take the drivers.
I'll take Kumar.
You got Kumar? How about you take? How about you take him too, Joel? Since you just got married.
Yeah, I'll take who?
Got all that money in the wedding box.
Kumar ain't gonna get this right. I might take him.
20 each. Both.
How about this? We'll make this interesting. I'll take Kumar, and so will Joel. But I'll pay if Kumar loses. But he has to buy Joel lunch if he loses.
There you go.
All right, deal.
All right, deal. I like that. Win-win for me. Plus the subway tickets. Good.
Come on, drivers. Let's get them.
All right, here we go. Kumar, you ready for this?
I think so.
Trucking questions with Kumar.
Question number 1. Kumar, how many hours in a shift can a driver work? Is it A, 8 hours? Is it B, 11 hours? Is it C, 14 hours? Is it D, as long as he likes?
11 hours.
Drivers, he says you can work 11 hours. Jim Mackey, Nate, Creech. What do you guys think?
14.
Ray says 14. You guys agree?
Yep.
Well, 14 is right, but the thing is, it's 13 and a half because you have to take a half-hour break.
Yeah. The other thing, I got caught up in this. Okay, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, and we can debate this forever, but you can be on duty past your 14.
Yeah, I was going to say the definition of work. Yep.
Yeah, so in legally, his question, for the sake of the show, 14 is correct. But you can go past 14 hours on duty. You just can't drive until you take a 10. So,
wait. So, what are you saying the correct answer is on this one then?
14. I mean, that's the
14.
You're saying you can work 14 hours? That's not true. You can work within that period of time.
I think that's what he was saying, right?
You can work up to 14. You can work past 11. You just can't drive past 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so he took work as drive.
Yeah. Well, you should have listened. 1-0 drivers.
Gosh, these questions. I don't like these questions.
Well,
Joel, you're going to get lunch, and I'm going to be out money. This is something special.
This is the way I'm looking
All
at
right.
it. If you can be on duty, can't you, and still get a 30-minute break? So technically, you can work for 14 hours. They just
you
changed
can
that,
go.
remember?
You can be on
Remember,
duty.
you said to be off duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could technically just go from sleeper and 10-hour break to on duty and just on duty the whole
Well,
thing.
I think technically you can be on duty for 70 hours. You just can't drive.
Right.
Yeah, because just
and we don't want you in our fleet.
And your
Yeah, they
definition
just
of work
changed
is
that
probably
sometime
different than
this year.
mine, too. All right, Kumar. I asked my wife for breakfast in bed. She told me to go sleep in the kitchen. Question number 2. Which shark is the fastest? Is it A, a blue shark? Is it B, a reef shark? C, a mako? Or D, a lemon shark? Which shark is the fastest?
Man,
In honor of the fishing questions.
let's go with a mako shark.
Kumar says a mako
Drivers,
shark.
what do you say?
What are the answers again?
Fastest shark, blue, reef, mako, or lemon?
So Kumar says mako, guys. What do you say?
Well, I got no idea myself. Strange.
He says herring.
Lemon.
I like your answer, Jim.
Well, I was going to say reef, but
I was thinking
That's
dessert.
25%.
Lemon shark. I don't know. Jim said lemon shark. I have no idea.
I'll go
Kumar
along with reef.
says. Kumar, you said what? Mako?
I'll go
Wait.
along with
Drivers didn't say. So what are we going to say? You guys haven't decided together. Is it lemon? Is it reef? Or is it, what was the other one, Joel?
Mako.
No, he said mako, but what was it?
Blue shark?
Blue shark.
Reef shark, mako, or lemon shark?
Yeah. Need your consensus, drivers. Where are you going with?
Mike knows.
I already
I'll
gave
go
my
with
answer.
yeah, I'll go with Jim.
Jim? They're going with Jim.
Me too.
Lemon shark.
You gonna go with a lemon shark?
Yeah, I agree.
Or are you
with
gonna
him.
stick with your answer?
They're going
Kumar.
with it. He can't change his answer.
I'm locked in.
Locked
Mako.
in.
All right. Well, the correct answer is Mako.
Yeah.
1-1. Yeah, your
Kumar.
answer was 11, you fellas.
All right. You know, with the rise of self-driving vehicles, it's only a matter of time before we get a country song where a guy's truck leaves him too. Question number 3.
Killing it.
What's the trucking term used for a logging truck? Is it A, a timber? Is it B, tree trunks? C, a load of lumber? Or D, toothpicks? What's the trucking term used for a logging truck?
What was that first one again?
Timber. Timber, tree trunk, a load of lumber, or toothpicks?
Let's go with, A.
Timber.
He goes with timber,
What
so
does the road crew think?
highwaymen.
Logging truck.
It's probably
Toothpicks.
toothpicks, yeah.
There we go.
Second answer. He knew it too. Was that what you're leaning on?
Hey, Joel, ask him, see if he wants to change his answer.
Oh,
I'm sure you know the
Locked
answer.
I was going with my first,
He's locked
first
in.
thing that came into my head.
I'm not Regis Philbin.
What is it, Joel?
It is toothpicks.
There you go. Nice job, Jim Mackey and Highwaymen.
Toothpicks. All right. And by the way, Highwaymen, a group of musicians broke down on the highway. Police say to expect a lengthy jam. Question number 4. Fish question. Kumar, which shark has been accused of most attacks on humans? Is it A, a bull shark, C, a hammerhead, C, a tiger, or D, great white? What does Kumar think?
I want to say a bull shark.
He says a bull shark.
They are aggressive.
Read the answers again.
All right. Which shark has been accused of most attacks on humans? Bull shark, hammerhead, tiger, or great white?
What do you guys say?
I think it's a tiger shark.
Jim? Nate?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. All right, what is it, Joel?
All right. Well, you would be wrong. Did you ever see Jaws? It is a great white.
Really?
I thought that
I
was
would have
so
said bull
obvious.
shark too.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
I would. Yeah, I thought.
I think that's
tiger
a bull shark answer. Yes.
That's a bull shark answer.
All right, Kumar. Why do traffic lights turn red?
Why do they turn
So
red?
it's still 2-1. Okay. Why do what?
Why do traffic lights turn red?
I don't know why.
You would too if you had to change in the middle of an intersection. Question number 5. All right, that's pretty bad. Kumar, where did you get these jokes? All right, question number 5. Here we go. Someone who listens to the CB radio but never speaks is referred to as what? Is it A, reading the mail, B, the bird watcher, C, the quiet one, or D, headphones?
The quiet one. Who's texting you?
Drivers.
I
He
thought it
says
was
the
from the
quiet
song.
one. Someone who
Reading
listens.
the mail.
Jim says reading the mail. Ray, do you agree?
Oh man.
Nate,
Yeah.
you got to go with Jim. He's been out there forever.
He's
Come on,
confident.
man.
He says reading the mail.
He says reading the mail. You want the correct answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes, 3-1. Can't win.
Nice.
Can't beat us now.
I'm kind of upset.
Yeah,
So
think
you're buying
upset.
Joel lunch and Kumar and Christian's paying for the St. Jude's this week. But let's do the last question.
That was the last
Oh,
question.
yeah, sure. Let's go do the last question.
What was the last question? That was 5.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that 3-1 we missed.
Thank you, ladies
Both of them
and
didn't
gentlemen.
get it right. All right.
All right.
Again,
Nice questions, Joel.
the Highwaymen
Thank you.
pull it off again. Thanks, Jim Mackey, Ray.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
weeks
well,
in a row.
you
No
gotta
compliment on the jokes, though. Huh?
Yeah,
gotta
my jokes were
remember
better
one thing.
at your wedding.
You got to remember one thing. I drove when CBs were popular.
Yeah.
Actually, mandatory. That's like that was your communication device. Yep.
I still
was.
think it should be. I mean,
I agree
I know.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, that's
That's the
it'll keep you
biggest
safe.
downfall of the trucking industry
Yeah.
right now is the lack of the use of the CB radio.
Yep.
Well,
I wonder how many lives you could save if everybody had their CB on.
You know, it's just nice to know when you're going
saved
down.
me in weather.
Yeah.
And got me around accidents.
Backups are the biggest thing.
But
yeah,
you don't know what's on the horizon, but you hear it on the radio, and then bam, you're slowing it down. You're getting in the correct lane. They'll tell you what lane to be in. It makes a lot of sense.
It saved me for
All
I couldn't see. It was a
big
whiteout.
wrecks in the wintertime.
Yeah.
100 vehicles and stuff. The other side always tells you what's going on.
Yeah.
Used to be that way.
How about you, westbound? You got a copy? That's all you got to say.
Yeah, yeah, and Creech, he's not on here right now, but he actually turned on his CB this week, and he was able to avoid an accident that would have probably set him back hours, and he probably wouldn't have made his delivery. And he was like, "I'm really glad that I turned it on when I did."
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, good buddy.
CB radio intro.
No. That's a hard no. Well, I shouldn't say that either, but
so it's pretty cool. French and fries on the Indianapolis Colts.
Hope they both make the team.
They're good buddies.
Get them on the show.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. All right.
Hey, by the way, speaking of hours, Joel, you've written 350 questions at this point, right? Isn't that roughly that? There's 70 weeks at at least 5 questions, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's a short, quick, fun segment, and it's a way we generate money, but that's a lot of time finding different questions. So, bravo, man.
I did it.
That's a lot of time for Kumar to keep answering the wrong questions, the same questions wrong.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, you keep answering those, I'm going to adopt you, Kumar. It's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper.
Okay, Dad.
I heard that before. Forgot it again.
Yeah, that's great. So, thanks to Bryan Ashmore for coming on the show this week. And then drivers, I did that intro for you, but it was Ian's idea. He actually just gave me the cities, and I said, well, let me see the song, and I just read the lyrics. So I changed it to you guys, but that was pretty cool. And Ray, enjoy your time at home. You guys be safe on the road. Dodie, you have anything else?
No. Be safe, guys.
Christian?
And Brian, thanks again for the additional $50 donation to St. Jude.
Yes,
and
way to work
appreciate him coming on. So,
way to work him. And then you wrote down Christian's 20 this week.
Yeah,
sure we don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
And what are you getting for lunch tomorrow, Joel, from Kumar? There's a new Mexican restaurant right out front.
What we looked at the menu. It's very.
It is. It's a high-priced Mexican restaurant.
That's perfect.
Bowling alley down the
Get
street.
that, Joel.
There's some
Get
French
that.
fries down there.
Get the
right next to Barberton Chicken.
It is.
We'll have to get some tequila too, Joel.
Not at lunch. All right, guys. Have a great, safe week. And episode 70. Peace out. Go Browns. Go Guardians. And go Cavaliers.
Go Jets.
Cowboys.